Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makar Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this word in sincerity and truth on the four corners of the earth. All right, I'm just back with another quick lesson. All right, I actually seen this movie, and the movie's a couple years old. It's my first time seeing it. It's called Tyrel. And, in the movie Tyrel, it's an Israelite played by, I forget the guy's name, but the same guy that played in Straight Outta Compton. He played Eazy-E. If you ever seen the show The Shy, all right, he plays in that show as well. All right, but it's about this Israelite that goes out into I guess you like a resort, or he goes into the woods, with his his Edomite friend, right? And it just shows how Jake, all right, you Israelites, whether you be a Negro, Latino, Native, or Seminole Indian, we don't mix with the Edomites, man. All right, now when you watch this movie, all right, it's kind of like it builds slow and everything like that. It's kind of what you would call a boring movie at first, but it shows that Jake ain't supposed to be around Edom. All right, he was the only Jake, all right, around all these Edomites, and you can see the tension. You can see how uncomfortable he felt, even though he went there with his so-called friend. As he met his so-called friends, which are all Edomites. It just showed how uncomfortable Jake is, and it got to the point where he even tried to escape and just get away from them, man. All right, because everything at a point was pissing him off, and everything like that. And it just made me think of the scripture, when I saw it. This is Sirach 13 and 15. Every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. All right, meaning you're supposed to be amongst your own people. All right, that's why the Most High divided all the nations and inheritance, which is their land, amongst each other. You know what I mean? All this American, we're in a melting pot, where, whatever have you, all the things they say, the diversity of this land, although they try to make it seem like it's a good thing, it's not. That's why so much tension amongst the people, because everybody is around, nations are around nations that they're not supposed to be around, man. All right, so it says every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. All right, when you look at the wild, all right, you don't see, a pack of lions, but one hyena is everybody homeboy. You don't see that, man. You see cheetahs with cheetahs, zebras with zebras, gazelles with gazelles. Like I said, lions with lions, hyenas with hyenas, elephants with elephants, and herds, man. Everybody stick to their own people, man. And that's how it's supposed to be, all right? Instead of what America pushes is, diversity and, the melting pot, as I said before, that's not how it's supposed to be, man. All right, it says all flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like, man. All right, the first thing, you think about is, prison. You see races with races in prison, although, Negroes and Latinos are the same people. You even see that divide, man. All right, everybody goes to their own light because you're comfortable. You got a level of understanding, a level of camaraderie naturally amongst your people, So it's not a what they call a racist thing. It's just how things are, man. All right, and I always say, animals became smarter than people, man. You don't see, what they claim you do, but you don't see homosexuality in the wild. You don't see that shit. You don't see mixing of the, I guess you would say, races or, kind in the wild, man. Everybody with who they supposed to be with, man. And that's their own people. All right. It says, what fellowship hath the wolf with the lamb? So the sinner with the godly. What fellowship hath the wolf with the lamb? Why? Because the wolf is the lamb's enemy. All right, and this could, easily be attributed to Jacob and Esau. What Jacob being the lamb and Esau being the wolf. All right, the wolf being the killer, and the lamb being basically the helpless, man. What camaraderie can we have together, man? You cool niggas, always want to be with Esau and all like that. There's no fellowship amongst us, man. It's nothing we have in common. I mean, we breathe the same air, but that's probably it, man. As far as how we are and how we move. You know, we don't have no camaraderie amongst each other. We don't have no fellowship. That's why it's always a tension, man. America been about Israelites versus Edomites since the foundation, man. You know, and that can be attributed with the sinner and the godly, man. All right, the heathen nation, the lowest among the heathen, which is the Edomites, and the godly being who? The Israelites. All right. It says, what agreement is there between a hyena and a dog? And what peace between the rich and the poor, man? All right, the rich being who? The Edomites on this side, you know, and the poor being the Israelites. There is no camaraderie between the rich and the poor, man, because the rich don't understand the poor. The rich never been poor, man. When you look at these generational, they call it generational wealth, they don't know what it's like to be us, man. So that's why when we, you know, hoop and holler and cry about what's going on, they don't understand and they turn a blind eye to it because they've never been in that position. All right, even the Edomite judges, you know, they can't relate to the Israelites that come through there. All right, you know, another thing like Judge Mathis, you know, that's why, you know, I know brothers know who Judge Mathis is. That's why he's such a good judge. Why? Because he been a criminal before. You know, he been wicked as a criminal, and you know, I ain't gonna say righteous because he's judging by Esau law. But let's just, for the sake of this video, for the sake of this, you know, conversation, he's been the wicked and the righteous. It's a balance, man. You gotta know evil to judge evil, or what you perceive to be as evil. So as it pertains to the American law, where they try to make Jake be evil, if you have never been quote unquote evil, as it pertains once again to the American law, you can't judge evil. If you never sold no drugs, you can't judge a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? Like a man that never been in a situation with a woman where things get out of hand, you can't judge that for real if you ain't never been in that situation. You can't judge a homeless man that steals a piece of bread. You know, you wanna, lock him away forever, but you ain't never been that hungry to steal. You know, like or a man that has murdered, if you will, in self-defense. You've never been been there with your life on the line and had to react naturally, because self-preservation is an instinct. You can't judge that, man. Now, if it's just a nigga that's going around, killing spree like the DC sniper, if brothers remember that, okay, man, that niggas on some other shit, you know. But you gotta know these situations, man, to actually judge. So that's why it can be no peace between the rich and the poor, because the poor doesn't understand the rich and vice versa, man. So there can't be any righteous judgment, man. It says, it's verse 19, as the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor. All right, just like, hey, when a lion is attacking his prey, he ain't thinking about what his prey going through. He ain't trying to understand his prey. He's trying to kill his adversary, and that's how the Edomites treat us. Same way that the animals in the wild deal with each other is the same way that this wild beast man Esau deals with us, man. So going back to the movie that I referenced initially, you see that, and the brothers, it came out in 2018, a couple years old, but if you brothers haven't seen that movie, go check that out, man. You see the dude Tyrel, who is the main character in the movie. He just feels bombarded with let's say a different culture, which is evil, of the Edomites. He feels bombarded by that, man. And he starts to bug out. You know what I'm saying? He tries to escape from them. He ended up fighting them. Like, there was this one scene where they had, and it's some Edomite shit, because Jake wouldn't do this amongst each other to get too wild. But they take a shot of some liquor and then they slap one another, and and I knew this was gonna happen when I seen the movie. As soon as Jake got slapped, he turned up. He took that shot, and slapped him. Then they got up. It was over. He slapped him again. We just different, man. Is what I'm trying to say. Going back to verse 16, all flesh consorteth all flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. You know what I mean? And that's how we all is in this place, man. You know, we all gotta be, in this uncomfortable state, being around all these Edomites, man. Whether it's at your job, whether it's just on your day-to-day stroll, we all not amongst each other. Like, imagine a society, which will be the kingdom of heaven, where we just all amongst each other, and it's gonna be a level of understanding for one another, man. All right, because we not gonna be mixed amongst these nations. All right, but I just wanted to make that quick video, man. I saw that movie, and it made me think about that. Think about these scriptures. Once again, if you get a chance to check that movie out, check it out. It's kind of a slow movie, but if you watch it with a spiritual eye, of course you'll understand. So I hope that video was edifying. With that, I'm gonna say shalom.